latest news of the we present Raymond Graham's C-Suite. Raymond Graham's C-Suite. H.V. Calton the B. Gabriel Well, that's 30 for tonight, kids. It's a GI Journal. Goes to press with a star-studded staff of your favorite reporters. Private Satsack Mel Blanc, our copy gal of song, Miss Connie Haynes, Mel Torme and the Meltones, then there's none other than the body, Marie McDonald, the fat man, Sidney Greenstreet, the thin man, Arthur Treacher, music editor Dick Arant, yours truly, Harry Mitchell, and GI Journal. No, our editor-in-chief isn't here yet. Now hold the wire, I'll connect you with his home. Who is the editor? Who else stays in bed till this time of day? Nobody but Jack Carson.
Oh, Mr. Carson, it's time to get up and go to the office, sir.
Oh, Hetty, you're so lovely tonight. Come closer to me, Hetty, and let me kiss you.
Mr. Carson, you already have, and I'm not Hetty. Now, wake up, sir. You know, lying there, he reminds me of that popular song. He's probably the longest meatball I've ever seen.
Where am I?
You're in bed, sir, and you're due down at the GI Journal in a little while.
Oh, gee, what a beautiful dream I just had, Treacher. I dreamt that I was on a softball team with Hetty Lamar.
What happened, sir?
What happened? Nothing. He woke me up just as I was getting to first base. But, Treacher, is my bath ready?
Oh, yes, sir. Water temperature is 70 degrees. The brush is in the dish, and the washcloth is ready.
What about my toy boats?
Well, the fleet is in battle formation and ready to attack, sir.
Good, then I'll step in. All right, here's the brush. Scrub my back.
Yes, sir.
All right. It's enough. It's coming through the front now. Well, I guess I'm clean enough.
I suppose you mean that physically.
Quiet. How do I look, Preacher?
Oh, you're a wonderful specimen, sir. But if I may suggest, Mr. Carson, your toenails need clipping.
Well, go right ahead. 1 toe, 2 toes, 3 toes, 4 toes, 5 toes, 6 toes, 7 toes. That's swell. Now the other foot.
The other foot doesn't need it, sir. Here are your shorts, Mr. Carson.
I'll put them on. Preacher, these shorts are too small.
How do you know, sir?
Well, watch what happens when I bend over.
Must keep you nice and cool, though.
I wonder what shirt I should wear today. The green one, the red one, my blue one, or the one with the polka dots.
I say, let's make this a big day, sir.
How?
Wear a clean one.
Yeah.
Well, back at GI Journal's press room, ranking the rollers to run off the top musical page with a 5-column spread on that top vocal lineup, Mel Torme and the Meltones.
The more I hear the mission
Journal's editor Jack Carson and his assistant Arthur Treacher on their way to work.
Come on, Treacher, let's go inside. Here's the GI Journal office. Well, let's get on to business. I wonder what I should do first. GI Journal, editor Carson speaking. You say you want to put an ad in our paper? Just a minute, I'll get a pencil. Yes? Yes? Yeah, I got it. Sergeant who's been overseas for 3 years would like to meet attractive girl who's fond of children. Object, 12 points. I'll print that right up.
Oh, Mr. Carson, sir, Mr. Carson. An extra just came out, and look at the headline. Famous Hollywood beauty kidnapped.
Let me see that. Gee, and here's a picture of her in a strapless bathing suit.
Yeah. What's an intellectual forehead?
You better adjust your sights, Treacher. You're way off the target. Well, I'll get to the bottom of this kidnapping. I'll get the skunk who did it. Someone looking for me? It's Sidney Greenstreet.
I was walking by and I overheard you say you were going to investigate that kidnapping. You're not, are you?
You can't scare me, Mr. Greenstreet. I'm just as tough as you are.
Oh, no, you're not.
Oh, yes, I am.
Oh, no, you're not. Take that.
And that. And that. And that. And that. Oh, yes, I am.
I'll come right to the point, Mr. Carson. I kidnapped that beautiful Hollywood actress.
I can't believe it.
It was nothing. Only yesterday I shot 4 men, strangled 3 women, and poisoned 2 entire families.
Really?
Yes. And no other fiend can make this statement.
Why do you do such things? Were you always this way?
Oh, no. You should have seen me when I was a little boy. On Sundays, I used to walk down the street wearing that little Lord Fauntleroy suit. And all the neighbors would point to me proudly and say, "There goes the little rat who stuck a knife in his teacher."
You stuck a knife in your teacher?
Yes, I wanted to do something big. All the other kids were putting tacks on the chair.
I can understand all those things, but kidnapping a glamour girl.
Well, I got tired of the Maltese Falcon. I wanted a Hollywood chick.
Tell me, Mr. Greenstreet, how did you manage to kidnap her in the first place?
Oh, it was easy. She was in the dressing room, and I went right through the transom.
You went through the transom? How did you ever get through a transom?
I made 2 trips.
Well, all I got to say is any man who forces his way into a girl's dressing room, kidnaps her, puts this beautiful girl under his control so he can do anything he wants. Do you want a Confederate?
No, I don't. And what's more, I don't need anyone snooping around my house. So goodbye, Mr. Carson. And don't forget, a word to the wise is sufficient.
Gee, he'd make a wonderful MP. Creature.
What is it, sir?
I just found out who kidnapped that beautiful Hollywood star, and we're going out and get her.
Will we turn the girl over to the police?
Certainly. After a while. Creature, I might as well be honest with you. This is a very dangerous mission. You might get killed. But naturally, this detail is strictly on a volunteer basis.
I see.
So, if you want to go with me, just nod your head.
Stiff neck, haven't I, sir?
Coming up now is the musical feature page and our neat petite copy gal of song, Miss Connie Haynes.
Every week, GI Journal previews a brand new song written overseas and sent to us here at Armed Forces Radio, Los Angeles, USA. This week, the spotlight points with pride to our composer of the week, Private First Class Buddy Fane. His song is called Your Soldier Boy. So congratulations, Buddy. Here's your tune, and I think it's a swell one. we're doing or how, but we'll come through. We've so much to fight for back home in the USA. So don't worry about me. Give my love to Marie, and you'll soon see your pride and joy. With love to you both, I'm as ever your soldier
And now back to the latest adventure of our GR Journal editor, Jack Carson. Well, Sidney Greenstreet has admitted kidnapping the beautiful Hollywood actress, and although he told Jack not to come snooping around his house, that's where we find our editor and his assistant, Arthur Treacher.
There's somebody following me.
Don't be silly. Don't be silly. That's just your shadow.
If it's my shadow, why isn't it doing what I'm doing?
Oh, come on. Come on. Your nerves are on edge. Here's a window. Give me a boost up. Maybe I can see the light.
All right, here we go.
What happened?
I'm beginning to see the light down here. Now you're up there on the windowsill. Look inside and tell me what you see, sir.
All right. No, this isn't the room. This is frosted glass. Try the next one.
Who's that? Who's there?
It's a woman's voice. Put the light on, Treacher. Why, it's a beautiful blonde. Put the light out again. No, hold it. It's Marie McDonald. Marie.
Oh, Jack, thank goodness you've come.
Oh, look at her, Treacher. All chained up and helpless. Why, a fiend could take advantage of her any time he wanted to.
Let's get her out of the chain, sir.
Not so fast.
Oh, Jack, free me from this dreadful monster, and everything I have is yours.
Hubba, 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 hubba. All right, Marie. Hold still and I'll take this chain off. Oh, look, Treacher. That monster put these chains on so tight you could trace the pattern all over her fair white body.
Oh, to be the missing link on a night like this. Hey, by George, I'm hot tonight, eh, sir?
Quiet. Tell me, Marie. Marie, aren't you the girl they call the body?
Yes, I'm the body.
We should get together. I'm the soul.
Oh, come now, Mr. Carson. Most people call you the heel.
Jack, who's he?
The shoelace.
Shh, listen. Listen, what's that?
Shh. Somebody's trying to sneak in.
It's Sidney Greenstreet. He's coming to torture me again.
Quick, Treacher. We'll hide under the bed and capture him when he isn't looking.
Come in.
Ah, my fair captive, let me feast my eyes on you.
Is that all you want to do? Feast your eyes on me?
Don't worry, at my age, I'm just sightseeing. Wait a minute. How did you get out of those chains?
I wiggled out of them.
How?
Well, I wriggled like this, and I wriggled like that, and then I gave one big wriggle.
We're missing a lot under this bed.
I still don't understand how you got out of those chains. Would you mind showing me again? Well, my dear, I'm getting tired. I think I'll sit down on the bed. There's someone else in this room.
No, there isn't.
Yes, there is.
No, there isn't.
3-5-0 farm, I smell the blood of an Englishman.
There ain't nobody here but a Czechoslovakian.
There's somebody under this bed. I'll bend down and see who it is.
Wait a minute. Don't bother. We'll get out and make it easy for you.
Oh, so it's you, Carson. I told you to stay away from this house. Now you'll take the penalty.
What'll you do?
What'll I do? I'm going to kill you.
You know, sir, I think this fella has a nasty streak in him.
First, I'm going to take you and this beautiful girl and put you both into a pot of boiling water.
Can't you make that cold water? If I'm in there with Marie, the water will come to a boil by itself.
No, on second thought. That wouldn't be punishment enough. I think I'll chain up Creature and then take a whip and cover you with stripes from head to foot, Carson.
Just my luck. He's going to make me a sergeant the hard way. Well, back in the GI Journal long enough to proofread the travel page with Mel Torme and the Meltones taking that sentimental journey.
Gonna take a sentimental journey. Gonna put my heart at ease. Gonna take a sentimental journey to renew old memories. Got my bag and got my reservation. Spent each dime I could afford. Like a child in wild anticipation. Long to hear that all aboard. 7, that's the time we leave at 7. I'll be waiting up for heaven. Counting every mile of railroad track that takes me back. Never thought my heart could be so yearning. Why did I decide to roam? Gonna take a sentimental journey. Sentimental journey home. 7, that's the time we leave at 7. I'll be waiting up for heaven. Every mile of railroad track that takes me back. Never thought my heart could be so yearning. Why did I decide to roam? Gonna take a sentimental journey. Sentimental journey home. Sentimental journey
Now let's find out what happened to Jack Carson, Arthur Treacher, and Marie McDonald out at Sidney Green Streets.
Marie,
Marie, how do you feel?
I can't stand it much longer, Jack. You've got to do something.
You know, I read a story once where some people were tied up, and a little mouse came and chewed until they were free.
Forget the mouse. You're a big, strong man, Jack. Bulge your muscles and break the chains.
All right, I will. I'll use all my strength and break these chains. I'll break these chains. There must be a mouse around here somewhere.
Jack, this is serious. We might all starve right here in this room.
I know it, Marie. But before we do, I've got something I want to say to you.
Yes?
All my life, I've been looking for a girl like you.
And Jack, I've been looking for a boy like you.
It's beginning to tell, you know, the girl is delirious.
Where can I find another creature like you?
And where could I find a creature like you?
Have you ever tried looking under the rocks?
Jack, before I faint, I want to tell you how much I appreciate your coming here to save me from this terrible fiend. It was noble. Yes, it was. I think you're fine and decent and a living example of perfection in manhood.
Oh, Marie, you're only saying that because it's true.
May I make a suggestion, Miss MacDonald? Perhaps if you'll scream, someone will come to our aid.
All right, Treacher, I'll try.
Oh, now, come now, Miss MacDonald. You could do better than that.
Yes?
Just imagine you're with Mr. Carson in Griffith Park.
All right, I'll try again. Help! Help! Save me!
Don't worry, I'll stay. Smash it in the door. I'll smash it in the I'll stay. I'll smash it in the I'll smash it up the door. I'll smash it in the Has anybody got a key?
Don't give up now. Try again.
All right, here I come.
My goodness, how did you ever smash in that heavy oak door?
I did it with my strong right. I used my nothing hurts my head. Who, me? I'm General Colonel Private Sad Sack.
Hero, what a brave soldier you must be. And look at that campaign ribbon.
Yeah, I never saw a campaign ribbon like that. A chartreuse bow with pink diagonal flounces.
Yeah, I got that in the Battle of Philippi in Normandy. I got that in the powder room at the Palladium.
Boy, if you take these chains off me, I'll give you $100.
And Sack, if you take my chains off, I'll give you $500.
Sacky, I haven't got any money.
You can open a charge account.
Come on, hurry up. We got to get out of here.
Oh, okay. I'll get you out.
It feels so good to be free again. Sack, I don't know how to thank you. What can I give you for a reward?
Let's hurry before that demon comes back.
Oh, but who's afraid of a demon?
This is a little weasel who's trying to help you escape. Come here, you.
No, you don't, fatty. I know your type. You're so
what?
It's so round, so firm, so fully packed.
I stood for enough of this interference. Now I'll settle with all of you.
Now, stand back. I got a gun and I've got you covered.
Curses foiled again.
All right, you two fellas, you better get out of here.
Oh, gee, thanks, Sack. I'll always be grateful to you for saving my life. So long. Goodbye, old boy.
Goodbye, Ted. I'll settle with you, you monster.
What are you going to do?
I'll show you.
saved me from that horrible monster. Thank you, and goodbye, Sam.
Just a minute. You're staying here.
But why?
I'm the new monster.
That's about all we can stuff into this. That's about all we can stuff into this edition, gang. But before we shut down the presses for the night, I want to say thanks to our star reporters for getting out this edition of GI Journal: Marie, Treacher, Mel, Connie, Dick, Harry, the Meltones, and Sidney Greenstreet, who's really a very nice guy, girls. He's not at all the beast he's cracked up to be. I'm the one you got to watch. This is Jack Carson saying, so long, man. This is the Armed Forces Radio Service. The GI Journal goes to press.
The GI Journal. It's the GI Journal.
Yes, sir, it's the GI Journal again, your radio newspaper, the AEF, the paper that prints the jokes and poems sent in by you men overseas. Wave rolling in from the ocean, haven't you? Well, here's a man who has a whole lot in common with that mighty breaker because of his drippy personality. Your editor-in-chief of this edition, Jack Carson. Hiya, man! Thanks very much. Well, men, I'm sure tickled sillier than usual to be editing another version of the old journal again. This is your five-star final, and standing by are your five-star reporter. There's lovely Lorraine Day reading your letters to the editor, Ransom Sherman in charge of the poems, Mel Blanc, the one-man crowd, the sad sack, Arthur Q. Bryan, Harry Mitchell, and our star outside reporter, Rochester. Now it's about time for a little... Hello?
Hello, boss. This is Rochester.
Well, where are you, Rochester?
I'm with the infantry in India, and they're giving me some of that basic training. And I'm against it.
Why?
Oh, they got me crawling around the ground. Bullets are whizzing over my head. Landmines are blowing up my face, and I'm going to protest to Congress.
On what grounds?
This is infiltration without representation.
Turning quickly to the music section, we find Kay Kaiser's orchestra ready and waiting with a solid standby. The old professor himself isn't here to give the downbeats, but he shipped us a couple of trombone players and things, so let's see what comes out.
Gee, it's all so fine and dandy.
and they're for our abuses from the muses.
Well, read them, Ransom Sherman.
Thank you, Jack Carson.
Okay, Ransom Sherman.
Okay, Jack Carson.
Okay, Ransom Sherman.
Okay, Jack. Our first poem is from Seaman Second Class Steve Brown. They walked in the lane together. The sky was covered with stars. They reached the gate in silence. He lifted down the bars. She neither smiled nor thanked him, because she knew not how. For he was just a farmer boy, and she a big fat cow.
Thank you, Ransom Sherman. Forget it, Jack Carson. Those men are really mailing those limericks in lately.
Ah, they certainly do. Jack Carson. Next poem from Private Nanny Hayes.
All right, read it, Ransom Sherman.
I will. Jack. Carson. Shot an arrow into the air. It fell to earth, I know not where. Statement of charges.
Thank you, Ransom Sherman.
Oh, forget it, Jack. Carson, it was sent in by Sergeant Roddy Law. This one. I like the golden sunset. I like the summer breeze. I like to win a little bet. I like to see girls' knees. I like the forest in the fall. I like a dog's bow-wow. But best of all, I like the cow the call.
Ruined the whole poem right there.
But best of all, I like the call that calls us hounds to chow.
For Ransom Sherman.
Very well, or as we say, very well, Jack Carson. It's from Black Doris Kennedy. The boy who wants to make the news aspires to fill Clark Gable's shoes. His sister aims for something better and hopes to fill
Lana Turner's sweater. Thank you, Ransom Sherman. Don't forget, man, we're still in the market for limericks and poems here. So just send them into GI Journal, Armed Forces Radio, Los Angeles, USA, and we'll print them up for you. And now, we flip through a few more reams of paper and come to the sports page. And for the first time, the GI Journal takes you to the races at Hialeah. The stands are filled with madly screaming spectators. The noise of the crowd is overwhelming. The fifth race is just about to begin. The horses are now walking onto the track. High above the track, way up in the stands, two wild-eyed spectators are discussing the race with frenzied enthusiasm.
Hello. Hello. What's that over there? Your horse? No, my wife. Is that your horse going to the post? No post. My wife. Is that the main grandstand behind her? No. That's still my wife. Say, there's a pretty filly. Yeah. That's a pretty sweater, too. Do any betting today? Put $2 on a horse's nose. What happened? Horse bit me? Want to ride home with me after the race? No, thanks. Then how do you expect to get home? In a barrel? I'm hungry. Me too. Think I'll get a hot dog. You like your dogs with mustard? No. With long floppy ears. Better for children. You like pets? No. But my uncle does. He kept a crow. What happened? They got a divorce. Time to place another bet. Do you like long shots? Yeah, about 2 fingers. Why not 3 fingers? Horse bit me.
infantry.
That's just what I'm doing, and I'm helping them out on the side. There are two roads here. One is a good road right straight back to the base, and the other's a bad road going over the mountain. I'm sending our boys over the mountain.
That's the silliest thing I ever heard of.
No, it ain't. I'm getting 30 cents a hundred for routing them past the Calcutta Chili Bowl.
That's what happens after being with Jack Benny. Rochester, I want you to get going and bring in a story.
I can't, boss. The Jeep I'm driving just stalled.
Well, release the clutch.
Okay. Honey, you'll have to leave.
Rochester, is your car still stalled?
Yeah.
Well, take out the carburetor and look at it.
Looks okay.
Take out the spark plugs and look at them.
They look okay.
Well, now take a look at the generator.
Wait a minute. Looks all right to me.
Well, if everything's all right, start the car.
How can I? It's scared all over the joint.
Oh. Where are you now, Rochester?
I'm with the infantry. We're walking, and we're looking for someone.
Who are you looking for?
The guy who said the army can travel on his stomach.
Well, it's time to ink up the music rollers once again. And this time, Sully Mason tells us about the girl he left behind. And this is particularly for Private Russell Cater at APO 936.
Since I crossed the hill and left that happy little valley, such weary thoughts that my heart do fill since parting with my little Sally. Oh, I seek no more the find and gay for they but all remind me how the hours did pass away with the girl I left right behind me. Gently lit that silvery light. Oh, when she says that she loves me. Oh, now I'm bound to wonder, but fate will someday find me. Yes, and send me back again to the pretty little girl I left behind me. Behind me.
And now we come to our letters to the editor department. Here to give them the reading they deserve is lovely, glamorous, shapely Lorraine Day.
Thanks, Jack. I appreciate what you say.
That's all right. I appreciate what I see. You know, Lorraine, I've followed your picture career very closely. Believe me, sister, you were great in Mr. Lucky. Have you seen my latest picture?
Yes, and believe me, mister, you're lucky.
Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I'm pretty popular in movies. What do you think that applause is for at the end of my picture?
The end of your picture.
Well, let's not stand here praising me. I'd like to talk about you. Lorraine, you're different from the average young star.
You're different from the average young star, too, Jack.
I am?
Yes, you're older.
What do you mean I'm older? I'll have you know I run around with a very young crowd. You should have
see the kid I was out with last night. She was so young.
Did you have a good time?
Well, not so good. By 9 o'clock, the strings of our yo-yos were all tangled up.
Tell me, Jack, what did you do before you got into pictures?
Don't tell me you haven't heard of La Rain. I spent some of my best years in vaudeville.
I wondered what happened to them.
This day, I'll have you know that I played every theater in the country just before vaudeville died.
Really?
Yes. In fact, I still make personal appearances in some of those same theaters.
Sort of like the murderer returning to the scene of his crime.
No. Not at all. By that time, I was on the legitimate stage. I still remember the first part I ever had in a play. All week, I studied my part. Mr. Hogan, will you pass the tomatoes? Mr. Hogan, will you pass the tomatoes? Mr. Hogan, will you pass the tomatoes? Then I went out on the stage. It was my big chance.
What happened?
The audience beat Mr. Hogan to it.
Well, Jack, how about getting to our letters to the editor?
That's a good idea, gal. Who's the first one from?
From Corporal Jimmy Metcalf, in poetic style, too. Oh, pity, pity, Private Jones and Dowd. They never could learn. In combat, two's a crowd.
There's a good lesson. Something there.
Yes, men, don't bunch up. It's too good a target. Now, our next letter is from Captain Paul Word, somewhere overseas. Quote, I think there should be a word for outfits like mine that wear the Army Service Forces patch. Our problem is to see that the chow, material, ammunition, medical supplies, pay, and what have you is put in the hands of the combat units. It's teamwork. We bring it up, they use it. However, let's recognize that you don't just throw some stuff on a truck or on a train and pull away. There are special ways to load different supplies to enable us to get more in the load, to get it up to the front faster. It's our job to see that not one of our combat troops has to fight with too little. The motto of the Army Service Forces is, everything needed ahead of time. We try to live up to it. End of quote.
Well, that's a swell letter, Captain. Look, man, if you want your outfit represented, just send your thoughts on them to GI Journal, Armed Forces Radio, Los Angeles, USA, and we'll read your letter. Come in.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Wait a minute. What's this?
Boy, I'm hot.
You are?
Yes, I sure am hot, boy. I'm really cooking.
Well, who are you anyway, hotshot?
Oh, just a little old flamethrower.
Headlining our weekly pinup page is gorgeous Georgia Carroll. For the boys at APO 708, Georgia sings, I'll Be Seeing.
I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces all day through. In that small cafe, the park across the way, the children's carousel, the chestnut tree, the wishing well. I'll be seeing you in every lovely summer's day, in everything that's light and gay. I'll always think of you that way. I'll find you in the morning sun, and when the night is new, I'll be looking at the moon, but I'll be seeing you. I'll find you
love-worn wetters. What's the first one say?
Well, it's from a soldier in England. He writes as follows. Dear love-worn editor. Dear love-worn editor.
Any way you want to say it, it's all right.
Well, he says, I got a wheel problem, and I think it's all on account of the fact I used to work in a pawn shop. I can't hold a girl more than 30 days. What shall I do? Signed, Anxious.
What's your advice?
Dear Anxious, I know exactly how you feel. When I was a young man, I couldn't hold on to a girl either. Then I met Rosie Love. We got married, and I wish I was a young man again.
What's the matter with Rosie Love?
Nothing. The mother.
Well, don't you like her, Mother?
I worship the ground she crawled out of. Oh, she's such a dear thing. But the other day, she got me in a lot of trouble.
What happened?
I was practicing some pool shots on our dining room table with the broom. I said, go away, I'm playing. And she kept after me. She kept saying, let me have the broom. So I let her have it.
What did she want the broom for?
I don't know. I think she was going to ride it home. Anyway, you know, Jack, how those arguments are. May I call you Jack?
Please do.
Thank you very much. Well, you know how those arguments are. One broom wet to another, and the next thing you know, the dining room is a shambles.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, but the thing that surprised me was our neighbors. The way they acted, you'd think they never saw a patrol wagon before.
Distributing the type, we find a request from PFC Fanning Jr. at APO 937. It's Kay Kaiser's Orchestra and My Darling.
my childhood, my close friend, my old who are you?
Well, I'm Jack Carson. Who are you?
Well, me, I'm a Lieutenant Captain Major Private Sad Sack.
I suppose another episode in your life is inevitable, so the quicker we get it over with, the better. Fanfare, please. When the Sad Sack was born, he was a baby. He liked it so well, he stayed that way for 2 years. The Sack was a very bright infant. One day his parents leaned over his crib. His father turned to his wife and said, "Look, dear, I think he's going to talk."
Who can talk? I'm only a baby.
During his school days, the Sad Sack was always a perfect little gentleman. One afternoon, he's escorting a girl classmate to her home, and they come to a puddle. Always the little cavalier, the Sad Sack says,
"I'll lay my coat over the puddle, and you can walk across."
Oh, thank you. Here I go.
Guess I should have taken the coat off, huh?
The sad sack grows up into a mental giant. One day he reaches the top. The sack is a guest star on Information, Please. Mr. Fadiman turns to our hero and says,
Mrs. Carter of Fort Worth, Texas, wants to know the exact wording of the Einstein theory.
the sad sack knits his brow and answers promptly.
It starts off with, now let me, if a guy sits on a hot stove for 2 minutes, it's the, no. If you take it, and then it's, send her the money.
Then the sad sack joins the army and buckles down to being a good soldier. He isn't a bit nervous when the sergeant comes into the barracks and says,
Sad sack, if you can't name the general orders, you go on detail for the cavalry. Go ahead, what are the general orders?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, hand me a shovel.
Click off another musical column for Corporal Paul J. Herzog at APO 696. It's K. Kaiser's gang giving out with Besame Mucho.
Each time I cling to your kiss, I hear music divine. Never knew this thrill before. Whoever thought I'd be holding you close to me, whispering it's you I adore, dearest one. If you should leave me, each little dream would take wing and my life would be through.
Well, can you play the piano?
What?
The piano.
Sorry, I'm not familiar with ivories when they come in a big group.
Well, then that brings us down to
Hold the presses.
Okay, Ransom Sherman.
A very fine definition just derived from North Africa.
A definition of what?
Definition of a desert. Desert. Miles and miles of swamp with all the juice squeezed out.
We're going to take a powder now, but I'll be back soon. In the meantime, remember what old Shellback says. Every time you waste something, Mac, you're wasting shipping space, which might be used to help end the war sooner. This is Jack Carson saying, so long. If you want to write for such stars as Jack, Kay Kaiser, Bing Crosby, Bob Hope, Kelowna, Rochester, Lorraine Day, and Linda Darnell, all you have to do is write in any gag that you think will fit them, and believe me, we'll use it. This is the Armed Forces Radio Service.
from the United States of America. Stand by, Americans. Stand by, servicemen and women of the United Nations. Here's Mail Call, one big package of words, music, and laughter, delivered to you by the stars from whom you want to hear in answer to the request you send to Armed Forces Radio, Los Angeles, USA. Well, tonight's Mail Call is dedicated to the servicemen and women from the state of Minnesota. And standing at the microphone now to act as your mistress of ceremonies is the pride of Grand Rapids, Minnesota, singing Clang, Clang, Clang Went the Trolley from her latest picture.